Sunset Streets Needs, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. I am in front of Toys R Us. That's right, this one's actually open, so I'm not in America anymore. I am in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. They are only open in Canada now. USA, they went out of business, of course, and filed for bankruptcy. They closed in 2018. All their US stores are closed now. They only exist as kiosks in Macy's. But I'm excited to actually see an open, full Toys R Us store. We're gonna go in, go up and down the aisles, talk about the history of Toys R Us. I've got a lot of memories from Toys R Us. I'm sure you guys do too, because we are all Toys R Us kids. And I hope you guys will join me. Let's go see it. Hey guys, if you like the shirt I'm wearing, then you need to check out 80stees.com. All the shirts I wear in my videos, I get from 80stees.com, and I'm proud that they are a sponsor of my channel. You should visit their site for an overload of nostalgia that will bring back so many fun-filled memories from your childhood. If you were a kid or a teen in the 80s, you will find your childhood favorites like He-Man and Transformers, the movies you grew up on like Goonies or Top Gun, the games you used to play from Nintendo or Atari, and the bands you used to love like Def Leppard or Iron Maiden. Follow the link in the description below to find your favorite childhood memories on a tee. And thanks to 80stees.com for sponsoring this video.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there, with toys in the millions all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us. Soon after bedtime, when dark nighttime falls, Jeffrey and helpers stock up all the shelves. From ceiling to floor, books, board games and bikes, teddies, puppets and dolls, bags, spaceships and trikes. There's millions, says Jeffrey, all under one roof. It's called Toys R Us, Toys R Us, Toys R Us.
Hi there, friends. It's Jeffrey. When you come to Toys R Us, you can meet me, along with Gigi and little baby G. And wait till you hear who else you can see.
You'll meet the amazing Spider-Man at Toys R Us. The Incredible Hulk will be there, too. You'll see that beautiful crime fighter, Wonder Woman. The dynamic duo of Batman and Robin. And cute little Jeffrey Jr., too.
The local newspapers will have time and place. Toys R Us.
There's a new store in town. There's a new
Moms and dads, are you looking for a bicycle, tricycle, football?
Looking for a model kit, chess set, doll? Coming for game time, playtime, fun time.
Well, stop your looking and start to shopping at the store that has them all. The world's biggest toy store is Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us.
new store in town. Toys R Us.
I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. There's a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. Bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. I don't want to grow up, 'cause if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. I don't want to grow up, don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
Fireplaces glowing, icicles growing, hearts overflowing with cheer. It's that wonderful season we all find so pleasing, the Toys R Us time of year. The world's biggest toy stores, Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. It's a Toys R Us time of year. Toys R Us.
There's a toy store in town. Toys R Us is its name.
Filled with toys for girls and boys and every kind of game. There's a great store in town.
A magical store.
A ton of fun for everyone, so come and explore. The choices are so big, big, big. The prices are so low. Whoa, come in, have a ball. You know we've got it all at the biggest toy store, Toys R Us.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
There's a million toys at Toys R Us that we can play with.
Turn on the Atari 2600 video game system for just $59.84 after a $30 manufacturer's rebate. And get a $60 coupon book toward purchase of other selected 2600 items. The Atari 5200 is just $119.84 after a $30 rebate. And now, get Atari 2600 cartridges like these for just $4.97 each at Toys R Us.
I wanna be a Toys R Us kid.
And of course, one side of the store is Babies R Us here, just like the American versions used to be. I remember shopping for pretty much everything for our kids growing when they were babies at Babies R Us. We used to shop here a lot. Bought strollers and cribs and baby clothes and all that kind of stuff right here. Then you cross over into the toy section, which is really where you want to be anyway, because it's the coolest. Who doesn't love toys? So Toys R Us was started in 1948 by a man named Charles Lazarus. Started it down in New Jersey, well, it was Pennsylvania maybe, can't quite remember. I know he started it as kind of an answer to the baby boomer generation. Right after World War II, all the soldiers came home and they started having families. And they started this as a baby furniture store. Kind of Babies R Us, really, that came later. That's really how Toys R Us started. First it was called Children's Bargain Town. Later on it became Children's Supermart. He ended up selling that iteration of the company. And then finally in 1957, he opened the first actual Toys R Us in Rockville, Maryland. And it actually had the mascot of a rainbow striped giraffe named Joffrey as its mascot. And the rest is history. Sadly, they started having problems in the 2000s. They had one of those moments that Blockbuster had when Netflix came to Blockbuster and offered to partner with them on this streaming service. And Blockbuster, of course, famously said, we got it. Well, they didn't got it. And of course, this happened with Amazon and Toys R Us. Amazon was just a online bookseller, and they wanted to get into goods, and they had picked toys, and they came to Toys R Us and asked to partner with them and have Toys R Us run the Amazon side of the website for toys. And Toys R Us turned them down flat, basically laughed them out of the boardroom and said they were going to do it themselves. And they launched a pathetic attempt at doing that. It completely bombed, and the rest is history. It was basically one of the many nails in the coffin of Toys R Us, unfortunately. They just didn't quite understand the web and the presence of what it needed. They thought it was secondary and didn't understand what was coming, like a lot of companies didn't. And they struggled. And then finally in 2018, they filed for bankruptcy and closed all their stores, except a company was able to, or they were able to spin off their Canadian stores, and a company bought them. I forget the name of the company that owns the Canadian Toys R Us's, but they exist. There's at least a couple hundred different locations in Canada, and you can still visit Toys R Us and Baby R Us's all over Canada today. My daughters definitely collect a lot of these Monster High dolls. Those have gotten super popular. They go for a lot of money too. They still make tech decks. I remember when these came out in the early 2000s. These were popular back then. I can't believe they still make them. Who knew playing skateboarding with your fingers would take off? Hot Wheels. Nerf. The Nerf section, always one of my favorites growing up. Oh my lord, they got 3 aisles of it. That's amazing. For reals. My daughter Lily likes these Calico Critter play sets because they double great for the Littlest Pet Shop play sets. So she loves these things. LOL surprise. Not sure about that toy line. I don't really know much about them. Seems like a pretty big one. Pretty good sized section. And this end cap. Looks like a little Claire's section. Necklaces and bracelets and make your own jewelry. Accessories. Oh, that's cool. We got a Geoffrey as Raphael pop. Obviously a Toys R Us exclusive. That's pretty cool. He's acting like he's a turtle. That's a very tall turtle. That might be a good souvenir. But they also have his Leonardo and his Donatello. Ooh, do they have him as Michelangelo? 'Cause that's the one I like. Of course not. Come on, bro. Oh yeah, they do. He's as Mikey. I like that. I might have to get one of those. That's cool. Toys R Us Canada truck. That's pretty rad. I love all these retro card figures. So many memories of getting G.I. Joe figures in the 80s. Right here, Toys R Us. They look just like this. Except they weren't $22.99. They were $3.17. Gone up a little bit. The indoor bunker for $100. A little pricey. I do have that one. It's a shame to see him on clearance. So cool. Cool. So Star Wars toys and me and Toys R Us's have a long history. I got my YouTube start doing videos, or basically fan films, for a little series called Fanboy, the Fanboy Saga.
The collecting galaxy in turmoil. Our hero Fanboy, while looking to complete his Hasbro McQuarrie action figure collection, discovers the scalping culprit behind the empty pegs.
But we filmed in a Toys R Us. Basically, they were just a parody of Star Wars movies about Star Wars figure collecting. They're still on YouTube today. We put them up in YouTube's infancy. I think we posted our first one in very early 2007. So it was within the first year and a half of YouTube being a thing. They're pretty, you know, I guess there's a niche to them, but, you know, they're very silly, but we had a lot of fun making them back then. And anyway, we had a lot of fun filming in the Toys R Us. We used to film in a Kmart, Walmart. We had a lot of fun back then making those fan films. But basically the whole plot was my character, a fanboy, was always trying to get certain hot toys of that time, Hasbro figures, and of course Darth Vader and the evil Empire were always getting in my way and stopping me from getting those action figures, as they do. But anyway, you should check those out. I'll put the links below in the description. Yeah, they were fun. It's kind of a cool idea to do Joffrey as all the turtles. Of course, they have them as all kinds of things. Joffrey is Gryffindor Joffrey. And I guess they have them as pretty much everything. It is Funko Pop after all. You know, Funko Pop never met a license they didn't like. All right. Can we talk about it for a minute? Funko Pop, yes, I know. They are the biggest toy company pretty much on the planet now. But doesn't that depress you? I know they're popular. I know half of you, probably more than half of you, love them. But they're the most boring toys ever made. Why did we pick these to be the greatest toys of all time? Why? Aren't G.I. Joe figures and Star Wars figures and every other figures cooler? Come on. We picked tiny figures with no articulation, with giant heads and big eyes with no faces. That's what we think is cool. Yes, the answer is yes. I already know the answer is yes. How did these become so huge? I mean, you can't say any other toy that's in every store on the planet, from a bodega to a library to anything. I mean, literally every store on the planet's got Funko Pops of some kind. It's unbelievable. It's so depressing. And now they're expanding to every other kind of toy. I don't know. It just bums me out. There's so many cooler toys than Funko Pops, but there's not more popular ones. Another difference of being in Canada instead of America or USA. Washrooms instead of restrooms. All the fun games. Jumanji. Oh, that's so cool. It's actually the old carved version. That's awesome. But I'm not going to play it. I'm not getting sucked into that jungle. Ooh, I wonder if they have any Toys R Us wrapping paper. That would be kind of neat. Take back across. Probably not something you see a lot of in the States. But I'm not seeing any. What a bummer. These Squishmallows have taken over everything. I wonder if they have the reindeer one. I'm gonna say no though. Don't see any reindeer squishmallows. Lots of little ones though. Aww. That looks like a moose, right? How do you tell? Comment below. Is that a moose? I really cannot tell. He's got like a pig nose. These look like little bumblebees. This is like a dragon. There's Santa. Okay. That's a robot. That's pretty cool. Ooh, Godzilla. Godzilla Squishmallow. That's pretty awesome. So this looks like these are called our generation. So this is supposed to be like the Canada version of American Dolls, because they have all these huge play sets and vehicles. They're all very expensive. So I'm pretty sure they have to be the same company that makes these very high-end looking dolls. Our generation / American Doll sets. At least I assume they're the same. They look to be the same. Look at the ice cream truck. Good Lord. That's crazy. It's a Mario. That's cool. Made out of Legos with digital eyes and mouth. I dig it. I bet he talks. He's got buttons. Oh, he just does the one sound. I dig that. Very small sounds. So just itty bitty sounds. Lego Super Mario. I dig it. That's a cool display. Lego section is large here. Of course, it's always been large here. Your Toys R Us. Besides Legoland's, this is where they sell the most. They're not messing around here. Ooh, adult Lego sets. Those are cool. Pretty awesome. Ooh, they got those Force FX Elite Sabers. Then, of course, the Hot Wheels Cybertruck, Black Panther bucket, Biker Scout bucket, Halo bucket, Power Ranger Lance. And we got Five Nights at Freddy's figures. Lots of other Coolio toys. Stranger Things, Seinfeld, Friends, Ted Lasso, horror figures, the Munsters, ooh, The Thing, Alf, that's awesome, King Kong, that's cool, and then educational toys and whatnot as well. Gotta have some of those. Playmobil's been around for decades. They were making little figures when I was a kid. They're a little bit more advanced now, but they're still cool. Of course, you gotta have an anime section in any toy store these days. Manga section, you gotta have the figures and plushies to go with it. But it was really cool being in a Toys R Us again. Feels just like they used to. Wish they didn't go out of business in America, but ah well.
I don't wanna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't wanna grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to lots of games. It's the biggest toy store there is. I don't wanna grow up, 'cause baby, if I did,
And I actually got a bag, paper bag. I'm definitely going to keep the bag too. That was awesome. It's really great being inside a Toys R Us once again. Got some souvenirs. I got a Toys R Us Canada trunk, semi-truck, and of course I got that Jeffrey as Michelangelo from the Teenage Ninja Turtles Funko Pop. I was gonna get the whole set, but I don't really like Funko Pops, as we discussed, and I just wanted Jeffrey as a Funko Pop because it's a Toys R Us exclusive, and I don't know, besides online, where to get a Toys R Us exclusive anymore, and it felt good to get a Toys R Us exclusive at Toys R Us. So it all makes sense, right? Anyway, it's very cool being at a Toys R Us again. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed it. I'm gonna jump back across the river, back into the USA, and head on out and go make another video somewhere else. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hope you stick around and watch another one. See you guys later. Bye now.